we're going to be talking about patient-generated data in cystic fibrosis patients. So I thought this was really cool, and as someone who's in public health, I thought that there's a lot of value in patient-generated data. In this article, they mentioned that it could reduce unnecessary clinical visits, it could reduce clinic demand and cross-infection, but not only that, it can reduce cost. I feel like patients who don't have reliable access to healthcare, especially in the US, since this paper was a case study done in the UK where they do have free healthcare, the implication of the cost of healthcare isn't really an issue in the article and in the case study. So I thought in terms of implementation in the US, it could be really valuable because it's already difficult with cystic fibrosis because it's a chronic condition, and this can open a door for reliable long-term care for the patient that's also affordable.
My thoughts on that is that whether or not the patients might have like enough health literacy to self-manage their health with cystic fibrosis. Like if their health were to be monitored at home through like a wearable device or a mobile app, like how can we like rely on it? Because I know from the article, like they would.
They could repeat a test for a higher.
For a higher score.
Yeah, and then even building off of that, like having to use an app and having to manage your own data probably mentally kind of hurts these patients too, because their whole life, even more so now, is all about cystic fibrosis and managing it rather than like segmenting like their condition to like a hospital space. So clearly there's like a balance that needs to be struck between patients that are gonna use like at home, like self-recording care.
Oh. Well, I mean, I think the app would be a good thing. There's currently an app that exists that would let the patients set their own goals and have rewards that they can achieve. The app will allow them to customize like itself based on what they need to monitor their weight, their glucose, and it allows data sharing with other physicians. Mm-hmm. So there's possibilities.
Yeah.
That's true. It's bringing the patient closer into the management of their care because it is long term. So I think that's a really important thing. But also going back to reliability too, how useful is this information if we can't trust it, if it's not reliable?
That's true too. There's a lot of data to sift through. How would you summarize it?
Yeah.
What do you cut out that might be important?
I mean, like also, you could also say like them using this app might help them learn more about their condition over time. Like just seeing this kind of data might be beneficial for them to know like when they're in a dangerous state or in a good state.
So it could be like we mentioned earlier in the quarter about personal informatics, about going all the way back, just for the person themselves, just to recognize, oh, this is how much I eat in a day, this is how much I exercise, how much water I'm not drinking. That could be the same for cystic fibrosis. Like, this is how I'm feeling when my symptoms are exacerbated, and how do I prevent that?
Yeah.
Patient-generated data and remote virtual care consulting technologies are two key health and tech topics that we are definitely trending towards. And as the article by Mike Miller talks about how researchers like HIMSS are finding that remote care and consulting are becoming more and more of an option for patients. And like Gabby said, patient-generated data can reduce clinic demand, wait time, costs, possibility of reliable long-term care, etc. And my peers discussed how reliable it can be or will be. And I feel that slowly integrating the technology as a support system rather than the main dedicated role is going to be an important part, and then slowly transitioning and switching roles where the patient-generated data and remote consulting technology will play the main role in healthcare as personal visits play the support role. And ultimately that is why the field of health informatics is such a vital and growing field, because health is wealth.